Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. This is the first podcast of the Cardspeak. Welcome. My name is Halo, and this is the Cardspeak Are You Ready to Listen podcast. So happy to have you all join us today. So today I'm going to be introducing the cards to you. And I want to start off by giving a little bit of history. The Cardspeak is my company. It's a cardology service. I wanted to first discuss, I have braces. So occasionally you might see, I just got them up, only had them like a month. So, or 5 weeks now. So they're all new to me and I'm going to be talking about them because it's a new thing. So there will be restrictions and lists and all the good stuff. So what is cardology? Cardology is a mathematical system. It combines a birth date with ordinary deck of cards, and it blends it with numerology and astrology. And it can create these amazing readings that can predict marriage. It can predict legal outcomes, best health dates or health issues, best surgery dates, best time to travel. It is not tarot. It is not random like that. It is mathematical, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. But getting into that, it is a symbolic calendar. It was created 20,000 years ago, and they were written on ivory tablets back in the day. And back in the day is the Atlantean era. So it went from the Atlantean era on these ivory tablets. Then when the Atlanteans or the Atlantis was demolished, it traveled to Egypt. And there it was watched by this order of the Magi. And the Grand Master was none other than Pythagoras, the famous Greek philosopher and mathematician. So he watched over this system, and it was kept hidden from the public for a very, very long time. Eventually, it moved into Europe and landed into Chicago, where a gentleman named Olney H. Richmond created this book called the Mystic Test Book. Right? Mystic Test Book. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know. There we go. Mystic Test Book. It was created in 1893. A lot of little scribblings and things like that, but it's called the Mystic Test Book because everything in it can be tested. What do I mean by that? So, when you think of a birth date, it comes in a calendar year. A deck of cards is a symbolic calendar. It was used as a symbolic calendar back during the day. So, as a symbolic calendar, you have 12 months. And then you have 12 court dates. You have 12 zodiacs. You have four seasons. You have 4 suits. There's 13 cards in a suit. There's 13 lunar cycles. There are 13 weeks in a season. If you add up all the dots from the cards, meaning all the little symbols from the cards, you will get 91. If you add up all the little dots or symbols in a 13 card. In 13 cards, you get 91, and there's 91 days in a season. If you add up all the spots for the entire deck, you will get 364. Yes, 364. And then you got the Joker, which is 365. So very, very mathematical system. So then you have the hearts, the clubs, the diamonds, and you have the spades. The hearts are all about emotion, family, love, obviously, love and loving. And then you have the clubs. The clubs are all about knowledge, sharing knowledge, wanting to attain knowledge. And then you have the diamonds, very strong, money-minded, stubborn. So these are diamonds all about values. And lastly, you have the spades. And the spades are about work, working, health, and they are considered the grandparents of the deck. The hearts are the youth of the deck. The diamonds, no, the clubs are the teens. The diamonds are the adults, and then spades are the grandparents of the deck. Okay, let us move on to. Actually, I want to go to. We are looking at. This is my website, thecardspeak.com. You can go here, and here you'll see lookup card. You just do a little perpendicular corner meet in the middle type thing to find your birth card. Everybody has 2 to 4 birth cards, and we get these cards from these 2 spreads that you see here, the spiritual spread, the life spread. This informs everything that we do, but you can use this for readings, but it's much easier just to lay them out in a spread. And now we don't use cards, we use software. But I just wanted you to kind of take a look at what this is. So this is the spiritual spread. This is where we were before, where things are easy. You can see all the cards are in order. And then over here, you have the life spread and the cards are a bit mixed up. So I will show you how you read this. You actually read it moving from the right to the left. So I'm a 5 of diamonds. And if there's 13 cards in the spread, you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And each one of these plates they are governed by planets. And you can see these little numbers under here. This is where they're sitting. And we'll talk about the life spreads another day. But all of those little numbers inform what happens to that card in the center, which is the Queen of Spades. Say if it was this one right here. And then the planets. It sits on the Queen of Spades sits on the Mercury Saturn line. So it's going to be affected by Mercury and Saturn. All right. So I just wanted to show you that, let you know that is where all of the spreads originate from. Now, this is the spread that we use when we do our readings. Excuse me, I want to get some water. Also, I just wanted to tell a little bit about myself. I fell in love with these cards because it really gave me acceptance of, I didn't really have a problem accepting myself as a whole, but there were parts of myself that I really was struggling accepting. Mostly it was the relationship aspect, why relationships were coming and going, why finances, I was struggling with finances, why were finances, sometimes I'd just be on top and sometimes I'd hit just dead rock bottom. And I was judging myself and feeling guilty until I came across this system and it just answered a lot of questions. Meaning, 5 of diamonds is a rocky finances card. Not always. Sometimes it's a very wealthy card. Rihanna is a 5 of diamonds. Queen Latifah is a 5 of diamonds. Elon Musk is a 5 of diamonds. But if you don't understand this card, you're going to fall into the lower vibration of the card. All the cards have high and low vibrations. So I would sometimes be on the high vibration, sometimes the low vibration, not even knowing anything about this system. So, but it's a very powerful card, but it does mean money is going to be changing hands. Money's going to come, money's going to go. And then my other card is the Jack of Diamonds. How do I find the Jack of Diamonds? This is called the planetary ruling card. That's where you see this PRC, the planetary ruling card. Oh, also all of this information. I'm no special person. I'm not a spiritual person. I am literally just someone. I am spiritual, but I'm not like a spiritual guru or any of that source. Anyone, my friends will tell you I am not. But I'm someone that found that this information was helpful and I wanted to share it. And because this system was kept hidden for so long, and now it's out in the world, anyone that comes across it and feels the need to share it is sharing it. And I felt compelled and obsessed with this. I felt obsessed with the system and compelled to share. So that is why I am here now. You can tell I'm so obsessed with it, I created a company. Who knew? Anyway, okay. Planetary ruling card. Your planetary ruling card means that because I'm a Pisces, I was born March 18th. I was born as a Pisces, and the ruler of Pisces is Neptune. So I would look here, which is the Neptune row, where you see a Jack of Diamonds. So that makes me a Jack of Diamonds as my planetary ruling card. So I have two cards. Five of Diamonds, Jack of Diamonds. So I want to just use this podcast just to, again, introduce you to this system, tell you a little history about it, talk briefly about the life spread, the spiritual spread, all about the little dots and, the correlation between the calendar and the symbolic calendar and all those things, and then talk to you about these columns and what these spreads actually mean. Okay, so remember I was saying we have a 13 card spread. It would start here at the Sun card as 1. Then you have the Mercury row, which is 2, the Venus row, which is 3, the Mars row, which is 4, Jupiter row is 5, Saturn is 6, Uranus is 7, Neptune is 8. Then it goes to Pluto, which is 9, Pluto in result 10. These two cards are read together. 11 for environment and 12 for displacement. And even though you see long range, we're not going to count that. There is another card called the transformation card, and it's not listed in this software, but that is your 13th card. I happen to know that my transformation card is the 6 of clubs. Okay. So Mercury is about communication. Like, remember Mercury retrograde, it's about communication, computers, anything that has to do with tech. It's fast, it moves fast. So anything that comes into this Mercury row is going to be quick, but also, okay, I'm going to tell you something else in a second. Okay, it's going to be quick. Then you have Venus, home, family, love, females. This is your Venus row. Then you have Mars, it's men, masculine, aggression, legal matters. Then you have Jupiter. Jupiter is financial blessings, expansion, blessings in general. Saturn, strict teachings, challenging areas, health, definitely health. And as you can see, I am in my Saturn period. That's why this is highlighted, but we'll get to that in a sec. A lot to get to. And then Uranus, let me think of Uranus. Uranus is real estate, leadership, knowledge, mastery, intuition, etc. Neptune is all about not being clear, idealizing someone, kind of falling in love and not really seeing them for who they are. Fantasy. And then you have Pluto. Pluto is about what you want to attain. Pluto is about destruction to transform. It's about like just this tornado that's trying to transform you, and then you will get the result. Then your environment card is the card that blesses you. It is what you are experiencing. It is giving to you in whatever period it is. Since this is the life spread, this is me at 0 as a baby when I came into the world. So everything is going to be 55555. But the very next year, there's going to be a different card here. Displacement and long range are similar. They're both about what you're going to be paying attention to, what you're going to be focusing on, that thing that you actually, because you're paying attention to it, you're giving it energy, where the environment card is giving to you. So that is the cards in a nutshell. And now I just want to talk briefly about, if you can see, here we have March 18, 1965. And then you have 13 years later, 1978. So we have 7 13-year cycles in our lifetime. And I just wanted to talk about how Shakespeare kind of knew. I feel like Shakespeare knew the cards. I was listening to Gina from the Cards of Life, And she was saying she did a quote from Shakespeare's As You Like It, Act 2, Scene 7, about how all the world's a stage, which all of us have heard that quote. And men play many parts, and that is acts. And it says, and as acts are being in 7 ages. And this is what we have. We have 7 ages that we're in. So each one of these cards not only represent influences of our lifetime now, but also influences you can look back and explore what my life was like in all of these different phases. So that is a little bit about the cards. So that's a little bit about the cards. And I think that's a good introduction for now. I will be back next time where we will talk about, I think I want to talk about all of the numbers so you get an idea what the numbers represent. And then I'm going to give some examples of what those numbers are when it comes to, I think I want to talk about a few celebrities and gymnasts because I really want to. I was watching the Olympics this week and watching all the ones that were really successful and all the ones that were challenged during their exercises and their routines. And I looked and I saw how some people really, really wanted it and some people might not have wanted it. So we can see what that looked like, what they were experiencing through the cards. So I will see you again. Thank you so much for being here for my first episode. Take care.